Hello, I'm Cashman. Let me show you how money really works.
Most people think building wealth requires a high income, a lucky break, or perfect timing in the market. But that belief is exactly what keeps them stuck. Because the truth is, wealth doesn't start with large money. It starts with small money, used the right way. In this video, I'm going to show you how just $5 a day, less than what most people spend without thinking, can grow into a six-figure or even seven-figure portfolio over time. And if you get this right, this small habit can quietly turn into hundreds of thousands, or even $1 million, while most people never even realize they missed it. More importantly, I'll show you why most people never reach that outcome, even when they have the money to do it. And later in this video, you'll discover the one behavior that silently destroys compounding, and why missing it can cost you decades of progress. And once you see it clearly, you'll realize it's not complicated, it's just consistently ignored. So what's actually keeping people stuck? Level 1. The lie that keeps people broke. Most people believe they need more income before they start investing, and that's the lie. Because waiting for more money delays the one thing you can never recover: time. The market doesn't reward how much you invest, it rewards how long you stay invested. And every year you wait, the math works against you. A 10-year delay doesn't just slow your progress, it can cut your final outcome in half. That's not motivation, that's math. So the real question isn't, do I have enough money to start? It's, how much is waiting costing me? Because every year you delay, you're not just losing time, you're giving up money you'll never even see. And most people don't feel that loss because it's invisible. It doesn't show up on a bill, it doesn't hit your account overnight, but it compounds quietly in the background, year after year, until one day the gap becomes impossible to ignore. What feels small today eventually becomes overwhelming. That's the hidden cost most people never calculate. So if starting small is so powerful, why doesn't it feel like it works? Level 2. Why small money feels useless. When you invest $5, nothing exciting happens. No big gains, no life change, no visible momentum. And that's exactly why people quit. Humans think linearly. We expect results to match effort immediately, but compounding doesn't work like that. It's slow until it isn't. Most people quit right before it becomes powerful, and that moment, the moment right before it works, is where most people walk away. At first, your contributions do all the work. Later, your money starts working harder than you ever could, and eventually, growth becomes self-sustaining. But almost nobody reaches that phase, not because the strategy fails, but because they stop too early. So what does this actually look like in real numbers? Level 3. The $5 per day reality check. Let's simplify it. $5 a day is $35 a week, or $1,820 a year. Over 30 years, that's about $54,600 out of pocket. At an 8 to 10% return, that can grow into $700,000 to $1 million. Not because you invested a lot, but because you stayed consistent. Most of that money doesn't come from you. It comes from growth stacking on growth. That's compounding. It's like pushing a heavy wheel uphill until one day it starts rolling on its own. And when that shift happens, the effort you once felt disappears because the system starts doing the work for you. But getting there requires staying consistent long enough to experience it. But this only works with structure. If two people start at the same time, one invests $5 daily, and the other waits 10 years but invests double, the early starter often still wins. Not because they invested more, but because they gave compounding more time to work. Time isn't part of the equation. It is the equation. And once you lose it, you don't get it back. So what kind of system actually makes this work? Level 4. The system that does the work. Most beginners think they need to pick the right stock, but that's the wrong game. This isn't about picking winners. It's about building a system that wins without constant decisions. You build around the full market, then layer in growth, stability, and income. Each part has a role, and together, they create balance and momentum. But here's what most people miss. The system doesn't fail because of investments, it fails because of behavior. Question of the day. Do you want more money today or more freedom later? Comment below. Level 5. The silent killer. It's not crashes, it's not timing, it's inconsistency. People start strong, then life happens. And suddenly, that $35 a week starts feeling optional. So they pause, then they stop, then they forget. And the compounding engine shuts down. Not because it didn't work, but because they didn't stay long enough. Consistency is what turns small money into serious money, and without it, you don't lose all at once. You lose slowly, quietly, and permanently. Most people think they're pausing, but in compounding, a pause is a reset. Every missed $5 isn't just lost money, it's lost future growth over decades. That's how small inconsistency becomes massive loss. And the dangerous part is you won't notice it happening. There's no warning sign, no alert telling you you're falling behind, just time passing, an opportunity slipping further away. And by the time most people realize it, the gap is already too large to easily recover. So let me ask you, if this is so simple, why isn't everyone doing it? Comment below. Level 6. The automation advantage. The answer is simple. People rely on discipline, and that's the mistake. You don't need more discipline. You need a system that doesn't depend on how you feel. Automation separates intention from execution. Once it's set up, it just runs. Week after week, month after month, year after year, quietly and consistently. And the best part is, it takes less than 15 minutes to set up, which leaves only one thing left: execution. Level 7. The 15-minute setup. Open your account, set a $35 weekly transfer, split it across your investments, and turn on reinvestment. Then stop touching it. No reacting, no constant checking. Just let it run. Because wealth doesn't come from one action. It comes from repeated action over time. And the simpler the system, the more likely you are to stay consistent with it. So what happens if you actually stick with it? Level 8. The shift most people never see. If you stay consistent, something changes. At first, you carry the system. Then the system starts carrying you. Eventually, your money grows faster than your contributions. That's the turning point. And that's when effort fades and the system takes over. That's when the system becomes real, not theoretical, and when the results stop feeling small and start becoming undeniable. And once you reach that stage, progress starts accelerating in a way that feels completely different. From there, you rely on assets, not effort. But most people never reach this point, not because it doesn't work, but because they leave too early. And when you do reach it, you stop asking, "What can I earn?" and start asking, "What did my system produce?" That's leverage. That's freedom. That's where real wealth begins, and that's what separates people who struggle financially from those who build lasting wealth. Now that you know how small money becomes real wealth, you need to understand how people lose it right before the finish line. Because if you don't, you can lose decades of progress when it matters most. And that's exactly what we're breaking down in the next video. You don't want to miss it. See you in our next video.